All right, Ben and Bella, this is what we did last Monday. Hopefully you maybe have taken a picture of somebody's nose and maybe like filled it out on your sheet. If that's the case, then kind of listen to this video, watch this video and follow along on that. If not, make sure you take notes and pause whenever you need to. All right, we started off talking about some blood conditions. The first one on our sheet after anemia is polycythemia. And what it is too many red blood cells. Too many red blood cells. Remember, how many red blood cells are you supposed to have in 1 milliliter of blood? Yes, 5 million. You're supposed to have 5 million red blood cells in 1 milliliter of blood. But if you have polycythemia, you don't. You don't have 5 million, you got 6 million. Maybe you got 7 million. All right, here's the question. Good thing or bad thing? Good thing. It might be a good thing, especially for you, Bella. Bella, you're a track person. So if you have more red blood cells, that means they're going to be able to carry more oxygen. So that means that your muscles could work longer using the oxygen. So for you, that would be good. That'd be a good thing. When would you develop it? Yes, at high altitude. When you go to high altitude, there's less oxygen up there. So your body's always trying to adapt. So the way that it's going to adapt is it's going to start making more red blood cells. You're going to develop polycythemia. We want to win the Olympics. How are we going to win the Olympics? Yeah. And all of our Olympic training sites are up at high altitude. So then our athletes develop polycythemia. So when they go down to their events, they're going to have more red blood cells. So that's what we're going to get. We're going to write down, get at high altitude. Well, good news. And I guess it might be bad news too. You know another thing that might cause this? Your bone marrow makes blood. Cancer is uncontrolled cell growth. Well, maybe you got bone marrow cancer and they're just like pumping out these red blood cells. So if you have polycythemia here at sea level, that's not what's supposed to happen. And it might be because you got bone marrow cancer. All right, that's the first thing we did on Monday. Next one. You've heard of it, leukemia. First of all, when you see this word, when you hear this word, what should pop in your head? Leukocytes, which are white blood cells. So whenever you see something with leuc, it deals with white blood cells. Well, in leukemia, too many white blood cells. Well, same pattern of questions. Good news or bad news? Let's see, white blood cells, they go around your body and they look for bad things. You're supposed to only have 4,000 to 11,000 of these things for every milliliter of blood. That's a small army. Why would it be such a bad thing to have a whole bunch of these? No, there's more. See, when a white blood cell is born in your bone marrow, it's told, go out there and look for something. Like this one right here. It said, go out there and look for streptococci. Streptococci is the bacteria that causes strep throat. So it's patrolling your body. It's looking for streptococci. And if it bumps into like the coronavirus, it's not going to do anything about it. It's only looking for streptococci. And if it finds it, it's going to get turned on and it's going to be go time. Well, I'm saying bone marrow cancer is uncontrolled cell growth. Well, leukemia, that's what it is. It's bone marrow cancer. And these white blood cells, They're made so fast, they're never told what to do. Let me go ahead and write that. Too many raw white blood cells, comma, but they are not told what to do. That's not good. How would that affect you? Now, hopefully you said it. You get sick. You like always being sick. We kind of role played in class, and I had like a baby, and I said, my baby's got strep throat. And then I went to the doctor, and the doctor gave me penicillin to fix my baby's strep throat. And then a week later, I developed a pink eye. So I went to the doctor, and I got some antibiotics for the pink eye. And then the next week, then I got strep throat again. So I went back to the doctor. And now that the baby's been sick 3 different times in 3 weeks, the doctor has some red flags going up in their head. They go, oh, I suspect leukemia. They do a blood test. They get the results from the blood test. And again, you're supposed to have 4,000 to 11,000 white blood cells. If you're sick, it might double that. They get the results back, and there's 320,000 white blood cells in every milliliter of blood. Got all these white blood cells, but none of them are told what to do. So then they can't fight off any infections. Then we talked about like how do you treat this? Well, you treat it by doing a bone marrow transplant. For our conversation that we're having between us, we don't need to go into that. What we need to do is we got to write down our notes, too many white blood cells, and they're not told what to do. And then cause is bone marrow cancer. Okay. Knocking these out. Next one. Huge word. Thrombocytopenia. Oh my God. Human anatomy, we got big words. Oh, wait a minute. Penia. Have you had a word that looks like that? We did. With leukopenia. Penia means too few. In leukopenia, it was too few white blood cells. Well, in this case, thrombo means platelets. Too few platelets. Remember what platelets do? Platelets stop you from bleeding. So if you have thrombocytopenia, you're going to get cut, and it's going to take a long time before it stops bleeding. I gave an example in class about this girl, Alexandra, and she developed these massive bruises on her arm. Like her whole arm was completely black and blue, and she had no idea why. Well, it turned out that she developed thrombocytopenia because she had an overactive spleen. Her spleen, for some reason, was just picking up all her platelets. So then she'd walk down the halls and somebody would just bump her just a little bit. And when you get bumped just a little bit, you might break a little blood vessel. And then it starts to ooze out blood. And when blood is just oozed out, then it kind of loses its oxygen and it turns black and blue. That's what you see. So for her, she broke a blood vessel and it was just oozing out blood. And it didn't stop bleeding. And the blood just kind of filled up her whole arm. And it was absolutely, completely black and blue. She had developed thrombocytopenia. Oh, to finish the story, they had to do a quick little surgery. They had to take out her spleen. Now, there's one that's very similar. It's hemophilia. Now, hemophilia, it's genetic. And you're born with no platelets. All right. Well, that's going to be part 1 of Mondays, and then we got to go in part 2, and we'll stop the video and start a new one.